The screen was never turned off. It was only waiting. At the Rusty Reel Drive-In, the film still runs, draining color, bending reality, and demanding silence from anyone who watches. Tonight, the movie doesn't want an audience. Because once the projector starts, the ending decides who gets to leave. In Oakhaven, the shadows remember. This is episode 3, The Drive-In of Doom. The Rusty Reel Drive-In was a graveyard for cars that had nowhere else to go. Rows of rusted sedans sat with flat tires, facing a screen that was so white and vast it looked like a hole cut out of the night sky. Pip held his flashlight in one hand and the journal in the other. Entry 14, Pip read, squinting through the fog, The Silver Screen Screamer. Trapped in the nitrate film of a lost horror masterpiece. Warning, do not watch the end credits. Barnaby sniffed a speaker post that looked like a wilted metal flower. He sneezed. Dust, mildew, and popcorn, he thought. 30-year-old popcorn. Disgusting. We need to find the original film reel, Pip said, marching toward the projection tower that loomed over the lot like a lighthouse. If we destroy it, the curse breaks. Suddenly, a loud click whir echoed across the lot. A beam of light, thick with dust, shot from the projection booth. It hit the massive screen. Uh-oh, Pip said. Showtime. On the screen, a countdown began. 5, 4, 3. As the numbers flashed, a wave of gray energy rippled out from the screen. It washed over the lot, draining the color out of everything it touched. The green weeds turned gray. The red rust on the cars turned black. Pip looked down at his bright yellow raincoat. It was now a dull, flat gray. Barnaby, Pip yelled. A monochrome. Barnaby looked at his paws. They were stark black and white. He looked up at Pip and opened his mouth to meow, but instead of a sound, a floating speech bubble appeared above his head. Meow. We're in the movie, Pip realized. We're in a silent film. On the screen, a title card flashed. The Silver Screen Screamer. A villain appeared. He looked like a vampire from the 1920s, bald head, long rat-like fingers, and eyes rimmed with heavy dark makeup. He didn't stay on the screen. He placed a hand on the bottom frame of the movie and stepped out. He was 30 feet tall, a flat, two-dimensional giant made of flickering light and shadow. He pointed a finger at Pip. Another title card slammed into the ground next to them, kicking up gray dust. Silence in the theater. The screamer reached down, grabbing a rusted car. He threw it at them. Pip flinched, but the car didn't crash. It hit the ground with a visual bam, written in the air, and bounced like it was made of rubber. Cartoon physics, Pip shouted. Barnaby, the laws of gravity are optional. Run. They sprinted toward the projection tower. Screamer chased them, his movements jerky, missing frames of animation. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a black circle. He threw it on the ground in front of them. It became a portable hole. Pip skidded to a stop. Jump over it. They leaped. Because of the movie logic, they floated in the air for a solid 3 seconds. Legs spinning like wheels, before landing on the other side. They burst into the projection booth. The room was filled with the sound of the projector. The machine was alive. The film reels were spinning violently, and the film strip itself was lashing out like a whip. There. Pip pointed to the spinning reel. We have to cut the film. Pip tried to grab it, but the film strip wrapped around his wrist, pulling him toward the gnashing gears. Barnaby. Barnaby looked around. He saw a pair of old, heavy film splicing scissors on the desk. He also saw a comfy stack of film canisters that looked perfect for a nap. He weighed his options. Save the kid or nap? Barnaby sighed. A speech bubble appeared. Sig. He leaped onto the desk and batted the scissors with a powerful paw swipe. The scissors flew through the air, spinning end over end. They sliced cleanly through the celluloid strip. The film snapped. The projector spun freely, making a high-pitched whir. Outside, the beam of light died. The screamer, who was winding up for a massive punch, froze. His face distorted, melting like burning plastic. Final title card appeared in the sky, Finn. Then he dissolved into sparkles of light. Color rushed back into the world like a tidal wave. The grass was green. The rust was red. Pip's raincoat was brilliantly, painfully yellow. We did it, Pip gasped, checking his arms to make sure he was 3D again. Barnaby sat on the desk, licking his paw. The speech bubbles were gone. He let out a loud, audible, very real meow. The after-credit scene. Pip grabbed the severed film reel. "I'll lock this in the lead box back home. No more sequels." They left the booth, heading home for a well-deserved breakfast. But in the shadows of the projection booth, the air shimmered. The collector stepped out of the dark corner. He picked up the snipped piece of film from the floor, held it up to his ticking clock eye. Inside the frame of film, a tiny, screaming face was trapped. "A rare print," the collector whispered, his voice sounding like a needle scratching a record. "It's very rare indeed." He tucked the film strip into his pocket, right next to his pocket watch. "3 down," he murmured. And the collection grows. If you want to know what Oakhaven is hiding, if you want to see what the shadows remember, subscribe. New stories surface every episode. Some are sealed, some escape. And once you've started watching, Oakhaven won't forget you.